2020 is observed as a super year for nature and biodiversity. The Faculty of Biology of Tribeni Tissues Vidyapith has initiated a project to spread the thought about it among the students and the interested persons. Importance of nature and biodiversity should be eyed in that way so that we can take care of it for our own existence and benefit. Unless and otherwise we pay attention or pay importance for maintaining the ecological value, it will bring in disaster for all.
Today I am going to discuss about biodiversity. It can be defined as the totality of genes, species and ecosystems of a given region. Biodiversity can be studied at three levels, that is genetic diversity, species diversity and ecological diversity. Genetic diversity, it refers to diversity of genes within a species, and species diversity refers to variety of species in a given region, and ecological diversity refers to variation of habitats, community, types of abiotic environment present in a given area. Now first I am starting with classification of plants based on availability of water. Three types: hydrophytes, mesophytes and xerophytes. Hydrophytes, plants growing in water abundant conditions. Those are called hydrophytes, also called aquatic plants. Then mesophytes, plants growing in optimum water condition, that is where moderate amount of water is present. Those are called mesophytes. And xerophytes, plant growing in water deficit conditions, the scarcity of water in the soil. Now next, types of xerophytes and their adaptations. Now types of xerophytes, we classify into two types, that is physical xerophytes and physiological xerophytes. Physical xerophytes, these plants grow in physically dry soil. That means the soil does not contain water, or it does not contain that much amount of water which is required by the plant. And physiological xerophytes, water is available. It is said these plants growing in physiological dry soil. That means water is available but plant cannot take it. Under this we have two types, that is halophytes and conifers. Halophytes, we know that plants growing in saline water. Now physiological xerophytes, these plants growing in physiological dry soil. Now under this we have two types, that is halophytes and conifers. Halophytes, plants growing in saline soil, for example rhizophora. Though water is available but plants cannot absorb water through their roots, this type of water, because outside osmotic pressure increases and thus by the process of exosmosis water will come out. So this type of soil is physiological dry soil. Another type is conifers. Now plants growing on snow covered mountains. So here plant cannot absorb water. This type of water is not available to the plants. Now I will give an example of conifers. This is a type of conifer also called Araucaria. You can see the leaves. Here the leaves are needle shaped. Shape of the plant is also different, and they have two types of branches. One is called the dwarf branch, one is called the long branch. They are called conifers because cone bearing plants. They are cone bearing plants, that's why they are said to be conifers. Now next we are coming to physical xerophytes. That means the plants which growing in physically dry soil. Now under this we have three types, that is ephemeral xerophytes, succulent xerophytes and non-succulent xerophytes. Ephemeral xerophytes, the lifespan is short, 6 to 8 months. They complete their life cycle within that period because they are also called the escapers. You can see these type of plants are said to be the drought escapers. That means before the dry condition comes, they complete their life cycle and they leaving their seeds behind. Then the favorable condition comes, the seeds will germinate and the new plant will come. The example is Cassia tora. Then the second type, that is succulent xerophytes. Now succulent xerophytes, these store their water in any plant body part. Under this we have three types, that it can be storing water in the leaves, storing water in the stem, or storing water in the roots. Now we will discuss succulent xerophytes under these three heads. Now we will discuss about succulent xerophytes and their adaptations. Now succulent xerophytes as adaptations, they absorb water in their succulent body parts. During rainy season, these plants are perennial plants. Except leaf succulents, others have their leaves modified into spines and stem modified into phylloclad. Thick cuticle and stem on the stem surface. Presence of scotoactive stomata. That means this type of stomata opens during night. Then do not have an elaborate root system, also called drought avoiders. Now under this succulent xerophytes, if they store water in leaf, then they are said to be leaf succulents. If they store water in stem, then stem succulent, and if they store water in root, then root succulent. Now here we can see, this is leaf succulent. Now you can see this type Bryophyllum, this type, they store water in their leaves. They also help in vegetative propagation. You can see how the buds are coming. This will grow to a new plant. This will store water in their leaves. That's why they are said to be leaf succulents. Then stem succulents, that is Opuntia. Now I am going to discuss about stem succulents, where the water is stored in the stem. In this case, stem is modified to leaf and leaves are modified to spines. Now here I can see the example of stem succulent. Now in this case you can see, this is the green color stem. This helps in photosynthesis, and also the cuticle is very thick to prevent transpiration. The leaves are modified to spines. This also helps to reduce transpiration. Stomata here is present on the stem, not on the leaves. Okay, so this type of stomata opens during night. So these are the examples of stem succulents. You can see this Opuntia, aloe, these all are stem succulents. Now root succulents. Example asparagus. Now in this case, water is stored in the roots. Now here we will get two types of adaptation, very important adaptation in this type of plants. Here you can see how the roots are becoming tuber shaped and it is storing water. And another good example of this is cladode. Here one internode is becoming leaf-like. These all are the variety of asparagus. So this is root succulent where it is storing water in the roots. You can see how it is storing water in the roots. Okay, this is root succulent, asparagus example. Next, we are having non-succulent plants. Non-succulent xerophytes. Non-succulent xerophyte adaptation is totally different from this succulent xerophytes. In non-succulent xerophytes, leaves are small. You can see this is non-succulent xerophyte. The best example is Nerium. Leaves are needle-shaped, thick cuticle on the upper surface. And very important adaptation is these plants have sunken stomata. That means the lower epidermis, it invaginates inside. It invaginates and the stomata is located inside that epidermal layer so that it is not getting direct sunlight and the transpiration is reduced. So these type of plants are non-succulent xerophytes. These are perennials. They have well-developed root system. Now leaves are small and needle-shaped with thick cuticle and sunken stomata, have well-developed root system, and they are called drought endurers. Now example Nerium is the best example. Then acacia is also an example. Casuarina is the example. So this what is there about adaptation in xerophytes. Thank you.
Hydrophytes are plants that occur in water of lake, ponds, streams, and other aquatic environment. It also includes plants that grow in swamps and marshy places. Free-floating hydrophytes. Presence of air storage tissue in the stems and petioles give buoyancy to the plants in floating. Root system of such plants are poorly developed. The roots are less branched, shorter, without root hairs. Root caps are absent instead. Elongated sheath-like root pockets are present. Stomata are present on upper surface of leaves. Vegetative mode of propagation by stolons and offsets. In category hydrophytes with floating leaves. In such plants, the formation of a rhizome and adventitious root system takes place. Xylem and woody lignified tissue in different plant organs are poorly developed. Stomata are restricted only on the upper surface of the leaf. Epidermis of the leaf is thin. A waxy coating on the upper surface of the leaf in nymphia protect the leaves from getting wet and clogging of stomata. Air cavities in the floating leaves also form a continuous air communicating system by means of which submerged organs can exchange gases with the atmospheric air through stomata. The third category of hydrophytes, emergent hydrophytes. Most of these plants are perennials. The plants have well-developed, extensive underground creeping stem rhizomes with profuse adventitious roots embedded in mud. The leaves show great variation in structure. The submerged leaves are thin and sometimes dissected without cuticle and stomata, while aerial leaves are large, entire, slightly lobed, cuticled, and with stomata. Occurrence of these two forms of leaf is called heterophyly. Finally, submerged hydrophytes. In such plants, there is extreme reduction in roots and analogous organs. Some are rootless. When roots are present, they are without root hairs, because water and nutrient salts may be absorbed by the entire permeable plant surface under water. Leaves are much reduced in size and thickness. Although in strict sense transpiration is absent, but excretion of water takes place by guttation through hydrathodes.
Mangroves are woody trees or shrubs that grow along the boundaries of seas, riverbanks, estuaries, creeks, and lagoons. They live in two worlds at once, acting as interface between land and sea. There are about 70 different species of mangroves in 40 genera. Let us now go to the heart of a mangrove forest, exploring some amazing features that help them to adapt to different stresses like salinity, muddy anaerobic unstable soil, wave force, strong wind velocity, etc. Mangroves grow in tropical and subtropical coastal areas between latitudes 25° north and south. However, the geographical limits are highly variable depending upon the area and local climate. Sundarbans, located between India and Bangladesh, has the highest range of mangroves in the world. Root adaptations make it possible for mangroves to remain stable in the soft sediments along the shoreline. Red mangroves have prop roots descending from the trunks and branches, providing a stable support system. Shallow, wide-spreading stilt roots or knee-like roots surrounding the trunks in black and other mangroves add to the structural stability of the trees. Mangroves also have pneumatophores, a kind of aerial breathing route to allow oxygen from the atmosphere to enter into the plant, growing in waterlogged soil with very low oxygen. Pneumatophores grow up to about 12 inches above the soil surface. On the surface of the pneumatophores are lenticels, through which oxygen enters the pneumatophore tissue. The underground roots are porous, which contains parenchyma tissue that allow rapid movement of air throughout the root system. Mangroves are salt-tolerant trees, also called halophytes. Some mangroves have specialized root membrane which can create a barrier and can almost completely exclude the salt from entering into the plant. Some other mangroves have salt-excreting glands that secrete out the salt which collect as crystals on the undersurface of the leaves, which get washed away by rain or during high tide. Leaves of mangroves have some special characteristics like increased leaf area, thick cuticle, wax deposition on the epidermis, thick fleshy succulent structure, all of which help them to adapt to the dynamic environment where they live. Mangroves have colorful flowers to attract insects for pollination. Seeds in the fruits germinate while the fruit is still on the parent tree, a phenomenon called vivipary. Embryo of the seeds germinate to form elongated structures called propagules, which may either fall and grow near the parent plant or may be carried with tides and currents to other shorelines. A propagule undergoes a period of dormancy. Another interesting feature is that once a propagule is ready to root, its density changes so that it now floats vertically rather than horizontally, whereby it is more likely to lodge in the mud and root. Interesting, isn't it? Mangroves are very useful in preventing soil erosion and protecting the shoreline from damaging storm, flood, and waves. So we should also protect them.
Hello students, biodiversity is a vast topic, and of course it is a modern concept of amongst students of biology. Biodiversity includes the variety of plants and animals which occupy the biosphere of the earth. Biosphere or biodiversity in particular is in a severe threat today. If we consider one of the important aspects which causes degradation of biodiversity is pollution. If you notice this water body, you will see that large amount of waste material are being poured into it from this locality. Wastewater which is being poured from the domestic effluents, industrial effluents, is highly causing pollution to the water quality of this area. And because the nutrient level of the water increases and therefore it promotes rapid growth of algae in the water body. This rapid growth of algae in the water body is called algal bloom. Algal bloom results in degradation of the water quality, so much so that other aquatic life, animals and plants feel it difficult to survive in this water body. Why? The reason is the biological oxygen demand of the water body increases because algae, due to its rapid growth, utilizes all the dissolved oxygen present in the water body, and therefore it is very difficult for the other water body animals, aquatic animals, to respire and breathe in this water body. Therefore, there is a severe problem or severe degradation of aquatic life due to algal bloom, which is called eutrophication. And very soon the water body, the level of the water body, the depth of the water body decreases, and therefore the total aquatic life of the place gets shattered. As the algae rapidly grows in the water body, they start forming a scum over the surface of water, and therefore it becomes a huge problem to the floating plants like these. These are the pistia, which are the floating plants. If you see the roots of pistia, the algae keeps on growing on the surface of the roots, therefore posing a problem for these floating plants to respire properly. And these scum not only poses a problem to the floating plants but in aquatic life in general. Moreover, pollution in the surrounding water bodies also causes biomagnification. Like when in the agricultural fields pesticides are used to uplift the growth of crops, these pesticides run off to the surrounding water bodies and they are mixed in the water. When this water is inhaled or taken in by the aquatic life like edible fishes, that dissolved pesticide moves into the body of the fishes, from small fish to large fish, and the large fishes, when they are consumed by the human beings, that passes off to the human beings through the food chain, and as it keeps on moving from one trophic level to another, that means from the plants to the fishes, from small fish to large fish, and ultimately to human body, through the food chain, the concentration of this pesticide keeps on increasing and ultimately becomes a dangerous and alarming level in the top carnivores. This is called biomagnification, and biomagnification is definitely an indicator of pollution in the surrounding. This also causes degradation of biodiversity.
Hello viewers, hope this short video helped in creating an awareness on biodiversity, its importance, and why we need to conserve biodiversity for the development and betterment of mankind. This video was presented by the Biology Faculty of Triveni Tissues Vidyapith, Mrs. Sutapa Chakravarti, Mrs. Paramita Roy Dostidar, Mr. Shubhendu Bhaumik, and Mrs. Piali De. Thank you.